Hi guys, so with the new Warzone season we got a brand new SMG, the Dresden. The Dresden is basically the MP40 from Warzone 1, and that was one of my favorite weapons. I actually made 2 videos about it. So the question is the Dresden the best SMG currently in Warzone? Or is there maybe another SMG that you should be using instead? The results might surprise you. But before we get to that, in this video we will be going in depth on the Dresden. We'll be looking at its damage profile, time to kill, as well as compared to some other popular SMGs like the C9 and Ladra. If it's your first time checking out my channel and you want to stay up to date with the best weapons to use in Warzone, then consider subscribing or leaving a like to get this video out to more people. Let's start this off by having a look at the damage profile of the Dresden. Looking at its damage per bullet, we can see why the Dresden feels so good to use in Warzone. The Dresden has an insane damage per bullet output, doing 63 damage per bullet for a headshot, while upper arm and lower arm shots do the same amount of damage as a neck or chest shot. What that means is you technically only need 6 bullets to down a target, just as long as you hit the chest upwards. If you somehow only manage to hit stomach or leg shots, you will only require 1 extra bullet to down a target. This high damage per bullet and very forgiving damage profile makes the Dresden feel very consistent, and this is why I believe a lot of people prefer the Dresden over the other SMGs at the moment. The Dresden does have one shortcoming, its fire rate. Maxing out at 536 rounds per minute, it's one of the slowest firing SMGs in the game. That can make it quite unforgiving if you don't manage to keep your shots on target. But how does the Dresden's time to kill stack up with the other BO6 SMGs? Let's have a look. When we look at the combination time to kills of the most popular BO6 SMGs, we can see that the Ladra not only matches the Dresden when it comes to time to kill, but it also makes up for its biggest shortcoming, its fire rate. The Ladra has by far the fastest fire rate out of the 6 SMGs on this chart, even outmatching the PPSH. This makes it super forgiving, especially for new players. The only issue might be its first damage range drop off, which extends up to 13 meters. The C9 might be the most balanced out of these SMGs, as it has a fast enough fire rate backed up by a decent damage range. So to sum up, the Dresden is a very fast killing SMG, just as long as you keep your shots on target. The Ladra might be the best overall close quarters SMG, as it kills just as fast as the Dresden, backed up by a crazy fast fire rate. The C9 is also still a great option, as it sort of acts like a hybrid between the Ladra and the Dresden. Next, let's go over the best class setup I recommend using for the Dresden. We will be going over both a 5 and 8 attachment setup, but let's start with the 5 attachment build, as I believe that is what most people will use. When it comes to SMGs, mobility is key, and that will mostly be our focus with this build. For our muzzle attachment, we will go with the normal suppressor. It will keep us off the minimap when firing, and has no mobility drawbacks, unlike the monolithic suppressor. The long barrel will be our next attachment. This will help us extend our fast TTK slightly further, while also not really impacting our movement or ADS speeds. For our mag attachment, we will be going with the extended mag 2. This will extend our mag size to 64, giving us more flexibility during gunfights. We do lose some ADS and sprint to fire speeds, but we'll make it up with our next attachment. The ergonomic grip will give us back some aim down sight and sprint to fire time, while also increasing our dive to fire and jumping ADS speeds. Our last attachment will be the nose stock. This will maximize our movement and sprint speeds, while also boosting our strafe speeds. I will have this setup linked in the video's description below if you guys want to give it a go. Next, let's quickly have a look at the 8 attachment build I recommend. Since we skipped an optic with our 5 attachment setup, we can now go with the Kepler Microflex. It's a clean, minimal optic, great for close quarters combat. The Straylock laser and recoil springs completes the setup, increasing our hip fire to ADS speeds while also assisting with recoil control. Not that the Dresden suffers from bad recoil, even with the 5 attachment build. It has almost no recoil up to the 10 meter range, and is even sort of viable at 25 meters. Just remember that you won't benefit from the fastest time to kill after the first damage range drop off. It is only at extreme range where it becomes more difficult to keep on target, but that's expected from a SMG. But overall, it's a very easy to control weapon, and most players won't have any issues with it. And that brings us to the end of the video. So yes, the Dresden is a great choice in Warzone. It has an insane damage per bullet output with very little recoil. Yes, you need to make sure you hit your shots to maximize its TTK potential. And yes, I think it might get slightly nerfed in the future, but for now it's a great SMG and definitely worth using. Just don't forget about the Ladra. Thanks for checking out this video. Let me know in the comments below what's your go-to SMG currently in Warzone. I would really love to hear from you guys, and I'll check you guys in the next one.